I want to talk about one of the most common mistakes I see in programs that students write. The specific program I want to write is supposed to take as input a vector and a number, just like for our counting function, but instead of returning how many times the number appears in the vector, I want it to return true if the number appears in the vector and false if the number does not appear in the vector. So let me show you how to do that. It's going to be a function, and let me call it has ELT for has element, V for vector, R for the number element that I want to check for. And when I learned about true-false variables, they were called booleans, B-O-O-L-E-A-N. So I'm in the habit of using B for my letter when the output is supposed to be true-false. Okay, so I'm going to call my output B. You don't have to, that's just something that I'm in the habit of doing. And if you have a consistent way of naming your variables, that will help you with writing your code and writing it more efficiently. So what do I want to do? I want to go through each entry in V and decide is that equal to R or not. And overall, I want to know, does R appear in the vector V? So let me show you a common mistake that's made when somebody writes this. So last time I did for x equals v, let me do it a different way. So in the counting function I did for x equals v. For this function, let me do it a different way. Both are fine. Let's say for I equals 1 to length of v. Okay, I finished the for loop with the word end, so I'll just put that in right now so I don't forget it. And so I say if v of I is equal to r, okay, then b equals true. Okay, I could either write b equals true or I could write b equals 1. Both are fine. Otherwise, I should say b equals false. Okay, and I finish that if statement with the word end. So I've made a mistake here. What mistake did I make? The problem with this is it looks at the first entry in V, is that equal to R, true or false? Then it looks at the second entry in V, and it's no matter what I decided for the first entry in V, that's going to get overwritten here. It's going to become true or false. What is it for the second entry? And so in the end, when I evaluate this function, all it's going to test is does the last entry of v equal r. So let me show that to you and try to convince you that that's right. So I've saved it. Now let's go back to the command window. Let's say has element 1, 3, 6. And I want to know, is 6 in there? Yep, I get 1 for true, so that looks good. Let's try it with 5. Yep, it's saying 5 is not in there, so that looks good. But here's where we see the mistake. Let's try has element 3. Okay, it also says no. And why is that? Well, it checked true or false. Is the first one equal to 3? False. True or false? Is the second one equal to 3? Okay, that's true. But then it said true or false, is the last one equal to 3? That's false. And so it forgot all about the first two answers and only remembered the final answer. So what was wrong with this? Well, the main problem is that when I see the word true, then the function should be done. I don't want to do anything else. So here's I'd say one of two easy ways to fix this. Okay, just delete the else part. And so right now it doesn't work. But here's how I can make it work. At the very beginning, I say b equals false. So how you should think about this is the default answer is false. By default, we assume r does not occur in v. And if we ever see r in v, then we change the answer to true, and we never change it back. That's the big difference between this and what I had before. Here it never gets changed back. So let's save it and go back to the command window and see if it's working. So has element with 6, that still works. Has element with 5, that still works. And here's the moment of truth, has element with 3. Okay, and that showed up as true, which is correct. So now we fixed it.